All right. So this is going to take place right after raid night, but before or next all together session. Currently, Naroah has found all of you, in the Leoman's tiny hut, including a very dead Shava. All of you have been escorted into Naroah's airship fleet and have been taken to med bay for recovery. Bubbles hasn't really left Shava's side. Ashter hasn't been told yet about Shava. Show, you hear Dice has been pretty brutally cut up. Charlemagne's on a cane now, who's currently trying to console Bubbles, but Bubbles has not really been talking all that much. Adria's trying to recover. Who do you want to visit?
Are we all kind of in the med bay?
Yeah, there's different rooms. It's, everyone's got their own private room. Dice has their own private room. Shava's currently in sort of a morgue area.
Yikes.
Yeah.
It's morbid.
Yep.
Honestly, I feel like Show's probably gonna poke his head in on kind of everyone, but not really say anything. He just pokes his head in and then leaves because he doesn't really want to bother anybody.
Yeah.
So I don't imagine that he stays any place for too long. He just kind of peeks in, looks in, kind of trying his best not to bother anybody.
Yeah.
Because everybody's kind of in a mood, and he's also in a mood.
Yeah. You see two medics go into Dice's room. Dice is attempting to get up from his bed. I'm fine, let me up. I'm good. And he just vomits on the ground, this black ichor. Get your ass back down, buddy. He's not well. I'm fine. I gotta get up. I gotta see what happened to my friends. And he passes out. The medic's like, oh shit. I don't know if this fucker's gonna make it. It's got so much fucking poison. We're having a rough enough time trying to pump it out. If it's not for him fucking taking out our IVs. Dice looks rough. I'll let you know that right now. His wounds are infected. Still wearing the shades, though. He's got that going on. He'll die with them on.
Are they glued to his face? God damn.
You have not seen his eyes yet?
They're glued to his face. They're part of his body.
I mean...
He has blood veins and circulation in them, Connar. I figured it out. I've connected the dots.
You've solved my riddle. Congratulations, Show. You're level 20 now. I'm kidding, no.
What do I win? A sad feeling.
Show, you win.
A sad feeling.
The sad feelings. All your friends are sick and dying.
Or depressed.
Yeah.
It's just kind of how it is right now.
Yeah. Show, as you're looking on at this fucking pathetic display of dice and, sort of parallel room of Shava sort of in a bed, standing in the hallway, you hear a voice behind you. You're welcome for the help earlier, sport.
I feel like it's needless to say, but Show jumps. Like, you know how cats do when they're skittish?
Wow.
Just a very sudden, like, flinchy little jump and just turns to stare. This is the first time his ears perk up this entire time that he's been in this airship, for the record, and it's mostly just because he's shocked.
Yeah. Hey, don't freak out. No one can see me, but everyone can see you. Freaking out.
What do you mean?
Well, aren't you gonna thank me for earlier? Or did I not make myself known?
For Earl? It's been a long night.
Remember when you got really, really fast and you ran out from all those bandits with that little surge of power?
Yeah.
Well, you have me to thank for that.
Oh. Well, thanks, I guess.
And a figure reveals itself to be this cloaked dude with a his cloak looks like some sort of leather.
Mm-hmm.
Tying the cloak together is what you assume is a jewel in the shape of an eye. You're not entirely sure. You can't really see his face from underneath the shadows.
Okay.
Other than maybe some glowy teeth.
Gross.
Yep.
Nasty. Does this man brush his teeth at all?
He doesn't smell very good.
Nasty.
Nasty boy.
Nasty boy. Fuck. I just fucking smacked my hand on my desk. Anyways, continue.
So, you're welcome for the little surge of power, or else you would have been, it would have been pretty rough for you. Not gonna lie, kid.
It's been pretty rough for me.
What if I could make things a little less rough for you?
What do you mean?
Your friend the Drow in the other room looks pretty stiff. And if we don't act soon, then the knoll over there is gonna be just as stiff. I could offer some help.
His ears are pressed back against his head again by this point, like at the mention of his friends.
Yeah. Did I touch a nerve? Did I touch a nerve?
Well, my friend's dead and my other friend's dying, so it's not like that's easy to deal with.
Oh, it's very easy for me. All I need from you is a little bit of help. I need a place to crash. I'm a little on the run right now. And I could use some assistance.
So, if I help you find a place to stay, you can help them?
Let me explain how this works to you, kid, because I know I'm being vague as hell.
Yeah.
I can bring your friend and the room back to life. And I can get rid of all the poison that's in your other friend. All I need from you is that brain of yours. Now, I'm not going to rip it out. I'm not going to take over your mind. I just need a place in your conscious to hide. One person who recognizes my existence. To keep me safe, a nice little secret. Until I'm ready to come back. Took a real hard hit a few millennia ago, and I've just started waking up. But I'm gonna need somewhere in the back of your head to stay.
And
Do you think
when that time's up?
I'll leave? Do my own thing. You can go back to doing your thing. You'll be copacetic.
He's kind of squinting at this point. He's not quite sure if he necessarily believes that he'll just leave and it'll be all over.
We can make a deal. I mean, I hate for little Ashter. That was her name, right? To find Shava being dead. And you're, be real shame that Dice died too. Is that their names? I think I heard them from somewhere.
Yeah.
Look, honestly, it's a simple choice. Save your friends or let them die. I would hate for them to die.
And you'll do everything that you can to help them?
Of course. I just need a place to stay. And you seem like the kind of kid who can take care of me. Keep a secret. You kept plenty of secrets before. Have you told anyone about your parents?
Why do you think I would talk about them?
I don't know. Maybe you feel a little bit of neglect. Maybe that's been creeping up on you your entire life. And you just want some attention.
He kind of huffs and puffs his cheeks out just a little bit.
Did I call it?
Whatever. Fine. Sure.
So you're gonna let me stay?
Yeah, just don't fucking analyze me anymore.
A hand emerges, this white sort of corpsey hand comes out. Then let's shake on it. Comes out from underneath the cloak. The sleeve looks like the one of a jester's uniform.
Okay.
Black and purple. Sort of made of a similar lever that his cloak is made of.
Okay. Show kind of looks at the hand for a second, looks back up at the hooded figure, and then, like, as he's reaching out to take his hand, says, "Do everything that you can to help them." And when he finishes the sentence, he grabs this figure's hand.
It's cold to the touch. Next thing you know, the cloaked figure has dissipated into dust, and it goes inside your nostrils. You can feel him going through your mind. It's like seeing your life before your eyes, and then all of a sudden he's just gone. He's not there anymore, and it feels like everything is quiet. Feel a little bit of peace. Until, hey, is this thing on? Is this thing on? Hello? Hello?
Show jumps. Again.
You're so skittish. I'm just gonna be back here, making myself a sandwich, relaxing. Maybe watching some of your dreams. If
How
you
about
need,
you don't do that?
well, you expect me to sit here bored the entire time?
We made a deal. You could work on that.
Right. Let's fix the dice problem first. Looking in Dice's room,
Mm-hmm.
is a pretty incredible sight of, from all his cuts come out the black ichor like poison that was used to put him down in the first place. Just forms into a ball floating above Dice. This causes Dice a lot of pain for the process, and he passes out. The two medics that are in the
I thought he
room with
was
him.
already passed out.
Yeah. Oh, he was already passed out. Oops. Continuity error. Danny, kill me in the editing room. Bang. Oh, I've been shot. Oh. Anyway.
DM's dead. I'm now in charge.
Yep. Anyway. Dice, all the poison is collectively forming over Dice. The two medics are looking at this like, what the fuck? And this ball of poison just sort of flings towards the wall and splats into this horrible Rorschach painting.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, what the fuck was that? And they're running out of the room, absolutely terrified.
Okay. Show kind of very quickly presses himself up against the wall as they run past.
They've run out of the room.
Show kind of turns and peeks his head back over into the room. He's not entering the room yet, but he's peeked in to see what's going on.
And I will give you this art asset later, Danny. Because, oops, might be. I forgot about adding this color change. Oh, wait, no, I have it. Give me a second. Whoop. Tiny dice. Tiny dice.
Tiny dice.
Dice gets his fur becomes darker.
Mm-hmm.
His glasses actually change color. And the this sort of spreads to his big knife as well. This sort of fuchsia aura about it.
Mm-hmm.
And all his wounds seal up. And Dice looks, despite the new coloration, looks healthy. His nose is red, but other than that, his nose was already kind of red to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the voice. You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so let's work on the other one. And in the other room, Shava's, you can see through, there's like windows to every room. Shava's laying on the table. And all of a sudden, Shava does a sit-up. And then proceeds to scream. And her eyes look much like the one that was on the pendant of the cloaked figure,
Mm-hmm.
she jumps off the table, sort of almost like a flip in the air, almost like an Ouroboros of some sort. Does sort of a somersault midair, but into herself, and then vanishes. And Shava's gone.
Gone.
And that's where we're going to end it up here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. DM.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll start next session with that little bit.
Okay, Mr. DM.
Yep. All according to Keikaku.
You made it sound like K-cup cuck for some reason in my brain. I don't. Never say it like that again.
I'll try not to. Anyway, I'm Boosh /Connar / your DM. Danny, stop recording. Let's jam. Hey everybody, it's another episode of Outcast Song. The birds are singing, the sun is shining.
Singing bird.
And
These kids like you.
hey, are you gonna finish that quote? Because you know who also is burning in hell?
No.
Who?
Shava.
What? 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 Wait.
No, Shava wouldn't be in hell yet. She'd be in the line.
She would be in
What?
the line. Well, we'll see about that.
Is Shava dead? Oh no!
Oh shit! Did we not tell Nifty?
Oh my god!
Oops! Sorry, Nifty.
Fuck? You're like, hey man, let's play Outcast Song, and I was like, yeah, I haven't seen my friends in a while. Let's do it. And then you're just like, you just do that.
Hey, I know we haven't hung out in a while, but would you go to this funeral with me?
Jeez, this is really what just happened. I hate it. I hate it here.
I'm very well aware of how much you hate it here, Piff.
I hate this house so much.
Look, as the patriarch of this house, I understand why.
Who made you the patriarch?
Motherfucker, I made the server. I'm the DM.
He did build this house.
So
I
a
did
coup.
Yeah, no, a coup has been in order, but all you motherfuckers are so fucking lazy that you'll never do it.
I'll do it.
I mean, I've done a coup. I'm running a little plug for me, Nifty. I'm running a game called Journey at the End, which you can find on the Conjoined Artists YouTube channel. It's a game run by me that I have a lot of friends in. In fact, I have Piff, Serena, her character, as well as Ben, my friend Zach, and Connar also playing it. It's really good. It's better than Outcast.
I fucking love how you don't even. I fucking love how you don't even call me your friend. It's fucking great. I love that.
I'm gonna be.
That's my coup attempt. So watch all the games that I DM. You'll know which one they are because they're sad.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna be in the next one that's gonna be posted.
Probably.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, you are.
I'll let you know if you want to watch a good game, then watch Journey at the End. Anyway, no one has.
But that's my coup.
Yeah.
That's how I'm doing a coup. Is I'm taking over. I'm gonna be everyone's
I'm just
favorite
gonna go
DM.
to his house and beat him up.
I mean, hey, it should be pretty easy.
You gonna try to beat me up, you fucking under 5 foot piece of shit?
I'm not under 5 feet, you motherfucker.
Look at you, 3 foot tall gremlin.
I am exactly 5 foot, you motherfucker, and I'm exactly 5 feet full of rage.
5 feet full of rage.
Yeah. I'm closer to hell than you.
It's adorable.
Wait. You're exactly 5 feet?
Yes.
Oh, I'm a full subway foot long taller than you.
Nifty, what happened happened to playing D&D, motherfucker?
Hey,
You're so little.
by the way, Tom's also here. I think we've introduced
Oh, I'm
everyone.
making tea.
Oh,
We're
what
all
tea are we
laughing.
having?
We're all laughing at this cool bug we found, making fun of it while it yells at us, and Tom's just like, "I'm making tea."
Fucking wow, incredible.
I'm currently eating sushi.
As an invertebrate,
How do you fit it in your mouth? You're so little.
I am a proud and noble cockroach.
One grain at a time.
I am a proud and noble cockroach man. Thank you.
Are you though?
Okay, maybe not proud or noble, but I have a hard time fucking dying. All right.
If it's really little.
I know it's look.
I knew he was small, but I didn't know he was like
What?
that small. You know.
What happened to playing D&D?
Anyway, let's do a recap. So
I feel like Pip could still kill me.
I know.
you are literally made of feathers. Piff could sneeze and you would die.
Wow.
All right.
Anyway,
Play D&D.
yeah, we're going
5 minutes.
to. Yeah, it's been 5 minutes and we've been doing.
It's been a while,
fucking
Danny.
good-
Fucking eat my ass, dude.
Yeah,
Eat the churros out of my ass. I love Danny. Don't hurt me. I'm sorry.
Danny, mute Nifty. Just kill Nifty. You're the only one powerful enough to do so.
Danny, edit in a sword and fucking impale Nifty. I'm kidding.
I'll be
Don't do
fine.
that.
All right, let's play D&D.
Danny, what the fuck?
Anyway, so last time, in Outcast song.
Last time. Ah!
Yeah, basically. So, everyone went out to explore the beautiful city of Plexi. But this is an inaccurate representation of Plexi right now. Let's show a more pristine Plexi right now.
Let's get
There we go.
some
Everything's-
PNGs of fire, baby.
Woo! Anyway,
PNGs of Fire is the name of my band. Check
Ash,
us out on
do me a favor and shut the fuck up. I'm doing a recap. Anyway,
I'm sorry, continue.
So show went to explore the town, went to the circus, had some fun, killed some guys. Adria went to the library, found a way to get past the ward that was keeping their airship from getting to Shadowwalled Tower. They're going to need a god battery in order to do that, or at least that's what they like to call it for short. And then finally, Shava and Bubbles had a rousing night on the town, went to a bar, tried to steal a giant scorpion from a guy who kept the giant scorpion in his basement because he's a freak like that. And then some rabbits came by, almost killed Bubbles, and then killed Shava, crucified Shava, pinned her to a wall. Bubbles got
What did I do
thrown
last
to-
episode, though?
I'm getting to that, bitch.
Oh.
I also almost died. Just wanted
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Adria also almost died, but also killed some guys. And Bubbles got thrown into a dumpster. The rabbit tried to kill all of your NPCs and Ashter. And then ended up getting polymorphed into a little rabbit and put in a box and killed in a very broken way by just multiple delayed blast fireballs all at once. So it's just rabbit number 2 died. One rabbit died due to Shava doing a good switcheroo shot. She died taking out one, but Shava's pretty fucking dead. Also, Naroah. What was Naroah doing this entire time while all her children were getting killed? Well,
Just trying to prevent a major, complete and utter destruction of the city by taking over the operation of the raid night, so that way it would be reduced in terms of damage and loss. Under the guise of arrogance.
Under the guise of arrogance, you thought you could make the damage a little less worse.
I mean, we did.
Part,
Like there was no one taken, and
yeah,
Plexi is still a city that gets to exist.
Yeah.
It was it was more of a like, we better not let Max do it because nothing's gonna stay. Everything's gone if this happens.
Yeah. So Plexi's still around. So last where we left off, at least in episode Naroah of Raid Night, Naroah found, the gang all huddled up as the Lehman's tiny hut got dispelled. Finding, everyone just sort of huddled, looking miserable, and Shava dead. Naroah didn't really say much of anything. You were all escorted to the airships, to the med bay. And all of you are currently, in recovery. You found out what happened to Dice and the others. Dice looking.
How's he trucking now? It's been a few hours.
Naroah, you're not there. I'm actually going to do a little scene with you in just a moment.
I don't get to talk with all my friends. Okay.
Naroah, you are currently getting a call from Boros, actually.
All right, cool. I can handle that later.
Yep. So, Naroah, one of your men comes up. We got a call in the Sending Stone from Boros.
I don't suppose it can wait, can it?
I don't think it can.
Okay. Make sure these lot are taken care of.
Will do.
I'm going to go up to the helm.
Yep. Boros chimes in. So I heard things went a little rough.
In the sense of my assignment adjacent to the raid night. Raid night went swimmingly. We got what we needed. But unfortunately, an assassin that was not planned for came and killed one of the party members.
I don't know if the news I'm about to give you is good news or bad news, but I've had Oglug's assignment is done. He's on his way back now.
He finished early.
It's less that he finished early, but more of if we kept him on this assignment, it would have killed him. He was here a month and man aged 10 years. Right. Basically. He's a little rough. His hair is a little bit more white. It's more of a break for him. We have people on the assignment now who Oglug did find a way to mitigate damage.
Good.
Or at least reduce it in some way.
Right.
So
I'll get a report of specifics, but I'm going to request that I stay assigned to Plexi.
You'll be there in Plexi until we can find a diplomat to fill your place. I actually have a more important assignment for you.
I would prefer to stay in Plexi just for the time, just so until the next transfer occurs.
Of course, just to let you know what the assignment is after. I'm getting real tired of a little band called the Blind Resistance.
I'll be sure to take care of them.
We found their headquarters. I'm sending
you. Do you need me?
Yes, I'm sending you and the boys. Juan and Johan.
Understood.
End them. Well,
give me a week here in Plexi to
of course.
Return things to the status quo, and
you'll have
back at the
Oglug should be arriving later this afternoon.
Good. Okay. I'll be in touch if I need to be.
All right.
Very good.
Naroah, are you okay?
Yes.
Roll me deception.
Okay. Fuck. I have to get my... What's my deception? Shit.
Naroah's deception is
Natural 13.
natural 13. Your deception is +7, so that's 20 altogether.
Dirty 20, baby.
Dirty 20. Let me roll Boros' insight. Oh boy, he's not skilled in that. 10. He believes you.
I'll see you soon.
You'll be escorted by the Juan and Johan. They're coming to pick you up.
I will see you soon.
You know, it ends transmission.
I'm gonna make my way back to the med bay.
Yeah. Just to set the scene, Adria, you have your own little hospital bed right now. Strangely next door, to a very familiar face.
Uh-huh.
It is the face of the one who put you in that hospital bed to begin with.
Hmm.
He's staring you through the little window that separates your two rooms. Let me put you at the little hospital. He's looking at you just like, motherfucker.
I'm just sort of every once in a while I glance over, give him kind of a stink eye, and then get back to whatever I'm doing on my end. I assume I have something I'm reading.
Yep.
Did we bring any of the books with us?
No. It was a little bit of a spells are being thrown, and Adria, you certainly took a big hit.
Yeah.
So
but okay, yeah. I think she's just reading something recreationally then.
Mm-hmm.
It's some shitty romance novel.
Yeah.
I was about to say some smutty romance novel for real.
Some smutty romance.
It's called Dimension Backdoor, and it's pretty bad.
Who is it written by, Adria?
Fuck. I think we actually
Seraphina the Sapphic.
Seraphina the Sapphic.
I like this.
Seraphina the Sapphic.
I like this. We're going with it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
The cover image is someone bending is a girl bending over, like holding her hand over her mouth, like, oh my, and there's a portal right behind them as they're bending over.
Incredible.
I hate this house.
Yeah. It's a terrible house. Anyway. What are you doing, Bubbles? There is a morgue like across in this sort of med bay area where Shava is being held.
If I may, I did want to speak with Bubbles at some point.
Okay.
That's the first person Naroah wants to have dialogue with.
So basically we've left. We're in the medical bay, so Bubbles hasn't had a chance to really heal yet beyond what the healing that she got from Show.
Yeah.
Is it just us? Have we connected with like Charlemagne and the others yet?
Charlemagne, I'm gonna say
Charlemagne's with Dice right now.
Charlemagne's with Dice right now.
Where we left off in Naroah.
Show's sort of sitting in the hall. And
okay, so like Dice, Charlemagne, and Ashter are not currently here yet.
Ashter is somewhere on the ship.
Ashter is somewhere on the ship, away from the med bay right now, so Dice she doesn't know.
Yeah. So they're not in the med bay. That's the
and
Dice.
Charlemagne, Dice, and Ashter wouldn't know if you're not in that correct spot with them. You've probably seen them, but.
Yeah, you'll see them in the halls of the med bay, but you're not going to Dice is in the med bay right now because he took it a lot worse than Charlemagne. I like to believe Charlemagne is with Ashter right now.
Okay.
And they are not in the med bay.
In
So,
if I remember correctly, with one of the dogs.
Yeah.
for the most part, Bubbles hasn't left their bed. They're sitting up. They're responsive to any questions. Like if like a nurse comes in, they're generally pretty cheerful, but they haven't gotten out of the bed.
All right.
I want to find Bubbles if I'm allowed.
You are allowed. Bubbles, Naroah enter. And the squeaky door was very well timed, I must say.
That's my chair, actually.
Well,
No, it was obviously our special sound effects of a squeaky door.
It's a sound effects guy.
Thanks, Danny. Wink.
Thanks, Danny. Danny the editor.
Danny the editor.
His timing is impeccable. Naroah walks in. Naroah looks beaten to shit. She's in her jackal form as opposed to a regular human one. She's got a smoke in that she's just sort of flicked and then stomped on to put it out.
Bubbles says hello as you walk in.
Hello.
Bubbles asks if she can help you with anything.
Yes. A few things. What happened?
Bubbles' face kind of goes stoic as she recounts the information. Bubbles suggests that they must have had some way of tracking Shava, and that Bubbles suggested that Shava probably knew that, and that's why Shava was trying to keep a distance from Ashter. Because it doesn't seem as if they can track her.
Right.
But that's just Bubbles' theory.
It's a solid theory, and it's something that I'll be looking into personally. I didn't come to interrogate. I'm sorry.
Bubbles believes you, but their kind of stoic face continues. It looks like they're trying very hard not to show any emotion on their face. And she says, "It's okay. If at the very least, I'll believe you in that."
If I was more attentive and I wasn't wrapped up in trying to prevent other things, I think she would have lived.
And Bubbles says, and if I wasn't so weak, you wouldn't have had to have been.
You aren't weak.
Bubbles says, I'm quite aware of my limitations now.
I'm sorry that you had to be humbled in such a harsh way. If I can...
Bubbles says, it's okay. Every other time I've lost a friend, it's only spurred me to become stronger, and maybe one day I'll become strong enough that it'll stop happening.
With that, Naroah sort of sighs, pulls out another cigarette and lights it just in the room. She sort of rubs the back of her head. Listen, I'm going to be leaving you all soon, and Oglug will be returning later this afternoon. He is, as far as I'm concerned, unaware. I will be giving him no information on that. But if I may offer you a little piece of advice that helped me get to where I am today, then I hope you'll hear me.
Sure.
There is a strength in vulnerability. And however you approach this, I hope you do so with a strong back and a soft front. And then she walks out.
Mm-hmm.
Where to next, Naroah?
Nora's probably going to check in on the main section. Actually, Sho's not in the med bay, is he? He's sort of out by himself.
He's in the hallways of the
he is in the
med bay. He kind of
Okay.
He's not
like
injured enough to have like his own bed, but he's in the hallway because he's just nervously trying to keep an eye on everybody, and he's being depressed.
Yeah.
Naroah, for a moment, just sort of walks past. She's got these very long, like cool reflective shades on currently. She looks beaten to shit. She's not wearing a jacket. She's just sort of got this very loose tunic thrown over and a couple bandages. Pretty injured. It's probably why she's staying in her lycanthropic form. She sort of just walks. Yeah.
Timing wise, Sho, you look pretty distressed right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Just a note.
Naroah noticing this. Sho doesn't look very injured, does he?
No.
Okay.
He didn't get
noticing
hurt.
that she's probably going to walk past and deal with the injured first. So I'm going to speak with Adria.
Does Adria know that that Naroah was involved at all in any of this? I mean, I assume that she would.
Roll me a wisdom check via context clues.
Because I think, well, okay, if I may justify why I may have
intelligence.
Yeah, if I may also justify why I might have a little bit of advantage, perhaps, on this. I do see the fucker right next to me. I know he works for Boros, and would I have advantage then?
Yeah.
Okay, in check or
in check?
In check.
In check or okay.
In check.
That's a 19.
Yeah, no, you've pieced everything together. Pretty master detective you are, Adria.
Huzzah.
World's greatest detective.
Nora's walked in at this point.
Adria's sort of face just kind of hardens a little bit. She lets out a very icy hello.
Hello, sorry. Can everyone hear me now?
Yes, yep. I can now.
My Wi-Fi went out. Adria, Naroah walks in. She looks a bit fucking dinked up. She has a lit cigarette in. Miss Blair.
You look a bit banged up.
Are you able to walk, stand?
It's work in progress. I am a lot better than I was, thank you. No thanks to your compatriot in the bed next door.
Naroah, Oodle is waving to you from the other room. There's like a glass window in between the rooms. He can see you, he's waving.
I sort of give that little cutesy like hi puppy wave.
Okay.
Did you know this was happening?
Why do you think I stepped
now?
In? So it's a glass room, so it's very little.
Yeah, there's escape. Yeah.
Okay. There's like a sheet that sort of divides the room. I take it.
There's individual doors. There's glass windows in between each with curtains. Like you can see into the room next to you, sort of deal.
If I I'm going to close the curtains on the window then, the glass window.
He looks a little confused, but okay.
Mm-hmm. She just pulls down the glasses, winks, and then closes it. Right. Oodle's a very smart boy. He'll figure it out. Yes. I did know this was happening, but this was happening without my intervention. I figured at the very least I would be able to step in and mitigate as much damage as possible. She sort of rubs the cleft of her nose just under her eyes.
And you didn't think to mention this until, what, after there was
I
a
didn't
death?
I didn't get to. I didn't have an opportunity. If I had waited, the attack would have happened, and I wouldn't have had any control. And we would have lost more. Plexi would have lost more. Potentially even more of you could have been killed. As soon as I saw the rabbits, I understood the nature of them. I tried to help. I tried to get to them. I failed.
As frustrating and devastating as this whole ordeal was, I am inclined to believe you.
I understand that I may come across as a powerful and intimidating presence, the left hand of the Boros company. But something that you need to understand is that I do not mix well with the environment, with the fighting, with the debts. The main reason I'm here is to prevent worse outcomes. That is my job, to clean up messes and prevent them. I did my best with Plexi. I did everything I could.
Your best this day was a bit shit, wasn't it?
Yes, but take solace in understanding that it could have been worse. There has been an opportunity for me to get a hand on the resistance. I intend to be working very closely with them. And if push comes to shove, to eliminate them all. If you catch my understanding.
now, but he's looking okay. Should we let him go? He's up and at him. He's doing jumping jacks in his room right now.
I don't trust it. Let me speak with him.
Dice is okay then?
We'll find out. Think about what I said. Rest. And I'm going to leave.
Well, think about it at Shava's funeral. She gets one.
I don't know if you understand, lady. She's
Shut
fucking
it.
gone.
Yes, I understand that. I was...
Does anybody let Bubbles know this information? Not saying that you have to. I'm just wondering if that is a thing.
Naroah has a priority.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to try find her. Just as I'm leaving, I'm also going to try have a word with Sho as Naroah before I let this one go for a while.
All right.
Yep.
Sure.
Huh?
Are you well?
For the record, boy looks very frazzled at the moment. Yeah, I'm fine.
Don't lie to me.
I'm fine. It's a lot.
You are allowed to grieve. And you are allowed to be weak.
That's. He kind of looks away and his ears are pressed back.
Naroah's hand just sort of pops on the top of his head and raises, then sort of pets and raises the chin. It's going to be okay.
Yeah. I guess.
I'm not very good at dealing with loss. I've seen it many times. But, you need to move forward.
I'll try.
I know. It's the hard part. Okay. And Naroah's then gonna leave and try to find Shava's corpse, and then we'll never see her again.
Yep. You go to the morgue.
Mm-hmm.
One of the orderlies is who got pushed over by Shava.
Mm-hmm.
Has like an ice pack on their head. Yeah, I don't know what happened, boss. She was on the table. Her wound closed up all of a sudden in the middle of autopsy, and then she fucking just jumped in the air like do you know what an Ouroboros is, boss? Like she fucking like went into herself and just poof, gone.
I'll notify Scribe as soon as I can. For now, we'll just worry about Plexi.
I have no idea.
Ouroboros? Isn't that what happens when Boros goes canoeing?
Wow,
Got an Ouroboros.
the window in Adria's room opens. She's sucked out in the vacuum. Anyway, continue.
Notify Boros and Scribe as soon as you can.
Yes.
In the meantime, we need to work on the repairs of Plexi and
Fucking
prepare
head.
it.
Yeah, no, we'll get the place fixed up.
Good. Get whips on an espionage mission. See if we can find the nature of this.
Yeah, we'll get on it, boss. Fucking my head. Ow.
Very good.
Cracks his neck. Gets to it.
Okay. Naroah is going to then start helping with the preparations for Plexi.
All right. So I'm going to say, Naroah, do you check on dice or do you go straight to work?
Naroah doesn't check on dice, hearing that he's better. She just sort of enters the quarters, her own quarters, asks Charlemagne to take Ashter back to the party and knocks out. She's been beaten up pretty bad. She's on 18 HP.
Yeah.
So she's taking a nap.
Understood. All right. And that's when let's should we cut the show or should we cut to Oglug coming back? Do you guys want to take the long rest right now?
I mean, if nobody comes and tells Bubbles that Java's body got up and started walking away, Bubbles is trying her best to recover her strength as quickly as possible, and that's what she would continue to do.
All right. Then at that note, all of you get the benefits of a long rest.
Yay!
You're all back to normal, and
Yay!
we're gonna cut to Oglug. Oglug. Hey, Oglug. Oglug. You've been out ever since you punched that Brian guy in the nuts.
Yeah. It was
What did he do to you?
nothing.
Why Brian? He's one of the nicest guys look, doesn't matter, Oglug. We're here. Get your shit. Your friends are waiting
I
for
pick
you.
up my one thing.
Your one thing.
My one thing.
Why did I imagine in my head like Oglug with a bucket hat and Hawaiian shirt over his robes? It's a suitcase, sunscreen.
It's perfect. It's perfect. It's a perfect
image. It's a perfect image.
We're going fishing. I'm back and we're going to do something fun.
Oglug sort of collects the little sort of as he sort of stands up and gets ready to exit the airship, the robe, the little cloak on his shoulder, clattering with all the wooden masks sort of rubbing into each other. Sort of very gingerly has the black mask and the blue mask sort of on his neck, which sort of hit each other very slightly, kind of like a weird wood chime as he kind of comes out. His homunculus little firework friend sort of flittering around and sparking and shooting off into random directions and popping, seemingly excited to always be in a new place. Oglug is now off the ship. He has no idea where he is or what he's doing.
There's a bridge that connects to Naroah's ship. Stiff is there to hello, Mr. Oglug. Mr. Oglug. That's the wrong direction. My name is Stiff. I'm going to be escorting you from here.
Okay.
Sir. Right this way.
Yeah.
It's this half-orc fellow. Boy, I wish I had do I have an image of Stiff? We'll add him in later. We'll put him in post.
Doop. Let's go.
So, Stiff escorts you to the med bay. First person you see in the hall is Show.
Hello, Show.
Show
You look up.
obviously hears.
You see this big blue tiefling man. He's got tiny little spectacles just sitting on the bridge of his nose. He looks very tired. Some new wrinkles and folds on his face. A white shock through his long black hair. He has on his I think it's his right side. He has a cloak made entirely out of these wooden demon masks that have been sewn together into a fur. He has a black mask with sort of red eyeliner around it, and a terrifying sort of outward spilling toothed demon face with small black horns, and another blue one with rings of orange and red, again in very similar fashion. Both of these painted masks sort of tied loosely around his neck, sort of hobbling with a sparking little firework that seems to move agently by itself.
Mm-hmm.
As it kind of sparks and flits, and he sort of comes in and scoops you up in a big hug.
Show immediately starts crying. Just
I missed
big
it,
fucking tears, like baby, absolutely just clinging onto Uglug and not letting go.
Yeah. Hey, kid.
Hi, Uglug.
It's been a bit, huh?
It's been a lot.
Hmm. Okay. It's okay. It's just me coming home. It's nothing to cry about.
No, there's a lot to cry about.
His sort of expression changes from this happy, jovial, to a kind of concerned. What happened? Where is everyone?
Show just repeats very softly the words, "I tried," about 5 times.
Like puts show down. The little it's kind of like magnesium ion filings. You know those magnetic filings that sort of swirl in weird shapes and patterns. Kind of swirls in. Its head sort of always on a constant little harmless sparkle. He sort of lets the little firework person travel down his arm and sort of jump in and start dancing in front of show while Oglug sort of walks into the med bay.
Stiff is escorting you because you don't know your fucking way around here.
Well, the show's right in front of it.
Yep, that's true. You're in the halls. Adria's room is down the hall to the left. Bubbles' room is down the hall to the right. Dice's room is right before that.
I push into the first available room.
Adria's room.
I
just walk in.
Oglug?
Adria.
You got here faster than I expected you would.
Where is everyone? Okay, he sort of makes a mental note that you're here, and he sort of immediately walks out and begins scanning the other rooms to find the rest.
You walk by.
He's like hobbling and like clambering up against the walls. He seems a little less dexterous and spry, a little more old. Adria also noticing the very, very big changes to the way he looks. Mm-hmm. He sort of pushes into whoever the next room is.
You look into, I'm going to say you find Bubbles' room first. Just going over Dice's room. You find Bubbles.
Bubbles.
Bubbles turns and says, "Hello, Uglug, welcome back." She's got like the very like stoic, no emotion on the face.
Bubbles has a lot of bandage scars right now.
Yeah, for sure. Can I roll an insight to see if I notice the Bubbles thing?
Yeah, go ahead. Bubbles, are you trying to hide it, actually?
So Bubbles would probably make it pretty easy for Uglug to be able to see through it. It's more of for anybody who knew Bubbles, this act is not going to fool them.
Yeah.
My internet's not working. Can someone roll an insight check for me?
No problem. It actually, don't bother because Bubbles is making it apparent.
Yeah, it's like they're hiding it from like the general people. But if anybody who's hung out with Bubbles when she's trying to hide it is cheerful. The fact that she's showing no emotions means that she's obviously fighting back something very difficult.
Who?
Bubbles reaches down to where like her shoes are underneath the like by her bed. She picks it up and her face drops, and she shows signs of a couple of tears begin going down her cheeks, and she says, I wasn't strong enough to fight off the enemies, and because of it, Chava is dead. And then she kind of like hits the bell and moves the tears away from her eyes, and then returns to kind of now again an almost cheerful, like she's actually making a better attempt at hiding it.
Oglug would have seen that for sure.
Thing, but yeah, no, she says that that Chava is dead, and that she tells you that the body is in the morgue, and she directs you to where it would be.
I can handle that in time. And he sort of plops down next to her and sort of, he hasn't touched Bubbles a lot, but he sort of cups her face and sort of like wedges a thumb to sort of wipe away a tear that isn't there anymore.
Mm-hmm. You definitely kind of notice that the second she hit the bell, her entire facial expression kind of changed back to a more normal, natural one. And it seems like you get the feeling that if you asked her the question, like if someone like were to ask her again, she probably would not be able to say that Chava was dead.
Bubbles. This is worse. You can't. You need to grieve. You can't hide it.
Bubbles says, I don't have a lifetime to grieve for all of the people I've lost, and definitely for not someone as important as Chava.
Yes, this is true. But you're not going to get any stronger if you don't see this and let it be.
Bubble says, I agree. I won't let this hold me back.
No. But you should grieve. You can have both.
Yeah.
Do you want that handled with a persuasion check or no?
So Bubbles is agreeing. You kind of get she basically replies, yes, that makes sense, but you also kind of get the feeling that you're not really sure Bubbles is going to really know what that's like. So since everybody's here, you know, Bubbles was informed that the other assassin was killed, right?
Yeah, at this point, the other assassin was killed.
Yeah. So Bubbles is thinking at this point that the working through the grief that she needs to go, and this is all inside of her head, is that she needs to sit down with Ashter and find out the person who's responsible for sending the assassins, because Bubbles doesn't know. Bubbles knows there's somebody, and so Bubbles is more thinking about revenge as a way of dealing with the grief, regardless of whether or not that's healthy.
Oglug kind of puts an arm around her, sort of pulls her in, just as a lean, sort of rubbing the back of her head. Okay, you're a monk. You guys meditate and all that fun stuff. When you feel these things, there is a time where you repent stay standing.
You said that Oglug looks really tired. Does he look like? Because I know
He looks like he's aged 10 years, man. He looks older.
Yeah, like pretty significantly.
He looks a little sickly, a little more fragile than he used to be.
Bubbles says, "What did Boros do to you?"
Boros didn't do anything. It was there was a circumstance I had to be exposed to. There is a bigger threat. And I have seen it firsthand, and I know of it, and it hurt. But it was no one's fault, because now we know it better.
Bubbles responds with like something along the lines of like very well, or kind of dismisses it. You get the feeling that she thinks that you might be almost covering for Boros because you're a kind person. So you get the feeling that she still blames him for it, but it's not a priority in her mind. If you say that it's not. So she's taking you at that.
There are things more important than what happened to me right now. Okay.
Yeah.
We're dealing with a collective grief. You are strong in ways that are practical. But I urge you to cry. When you feel tears coming, don't choke. Don't tense. Relax.
Bubble
safe
says
to be overtaken.
Yeah, Bubble says, "Okay, I'll do that."
I hope you do. He unhooks one of the masks that he has around it, the blue one with the rings around them. While I was away, you were all on my mind. Something that helped me get through what I had to do. I made a gift. And he hands you it looks like a reverse of the blue ring octopus sort of vibe you got going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of like a blue mask with curled out teeth and rings sort of dotting the face. These red and orange sort of rings on this sort of pale blue demon face with a sort of pointed nose, curled up lips, and a snarl, curled up into sort of a grin. This is a very special item. It's it will. Connar, what was the infusion again? It was the one that gives like secrets. It's the secret one.
I believe so. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
It was the secret ones that lets you like find traps and hidden rooms and stuff.
I believe so.
I'll give you the infusion details later, Tom. But this mask is something I fiddled around with when I was studying. It lets you see through the veils of lies and traps, and lets you find what is real. You find secrets. I know you like to snoop.
Bubbles takes it and she smiles and she says, "Thank you. It's great to have you back."
He gives her a hug. Or
Yeah,
he opens his arm. He opens up to be like, "Come on, give me a hug."
Yeah, no. Bubbles gives a hug.
Okay. I gotta check on the rest.
You hear something being knocked over outside.
Oh.
Currently, Dice and some orderlies are in a dispute. He's like, "I'm perfectly fine. Let me go see my... Hey, Oglug, how you doing?"
Hey, buddy.
Dice is fur. I'll show it the new coloration.
Oh.
Dice's fur is darker. His glasses have somehow changed a different color than usual.
Did you anime protagonist him?
He might have. I might have Kirby bossed color changed him.
Bubbles hearing this is also going to come out.
Did you get a haircut while I was away?
What? No, I'm fine. I was fucking sick and dying one moment, and the next moment I was perfectly fine. And
Okay.
I feel fucking fantastic, actually. Sorry, he's like starting to do jumping jacks. What? These motherfuckers were in my way saying that I should get rest. You really should lay down. It's not natural. What?
As your doctor, I recommend that you rest until we figure out what's going on.
Hey, all right, fine. I trust you, but do you know where Bubbles isn't there? I haven't seen Shava anywhere.
I think we need to get together as a collective. Dice, would you mind finding everyone and bringing them out of bed?
Do I need to lay down first, or do I go get everyone?
Slowly, go get everyone. You're comfortable? There's no pain?
Yeah, no, not at all. I feel fantastic.
We'll lay down on the ship. I'll take it from here, kids. And he sort of pats the nurse or whatever's heads, just a little, I got this, buddy.
They blush.
You are small.
So Bubbles, upon hearing this conversation happening outside her door, asks Dice to come here real quick. And
yeah, what's up, Bubbles?
She's gonna do the 10 minutes to cast detect magic on him.
Nothing. Like maybe he got cured, but really like some like.
I mean, yeah.
So there's nothing like lingering.
I will say this: there's the faintest hint of necromancy, but even looking in that, it's more of like how cure wounds is technically in, at least in my homebrew setting. Fuck you. Is necromancy.
Yeah. So as long as he doesn't have anything like currently
suspicious
magical happening to him,
not that you can detect.
And due to Bubbles' internal chaotic energy, she tells him that he's fine and that he can go do whatever he wants.
Like I looked in the mirror and my fur is darker, but I don't know. I like the look.
So you didn't get like bit by a vampire, did you?
No, I got stabbed with a fucking poisonous knife like 20 times. I think it's some of the fucking whatever poison they had on it did this to me.
I mean, I got stabbed by that knife. I'm okay.
Bubbles, your hair goes darker.
Bubbles. You tell behind Dice and go nothing personal, kid. No.
Kill him. You're the one. I'm going to collect the motley crew and try to get everyone back on Whackbeard's boat.
All right.
Bubbles picked up a couple of those knives from the guy before. Can she roll something to identify the poison that was on them? Using her poisoner kit?
Oglug, can I say I've noticed this at this point or seen them?
Yeah, you see, you can help Bubbles with that. I'm gonna say. Oh,
you're gonna say.
Oh. Well, I thought I was gonna say shit, but I'm not. Anyway, no.
It's usually proficiency plus.
No, I have a poisoner's kit.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Proficiency plus intelligence. Okay. That's what.
Let me set the scene. You guys are in the cabin of Whackbeard's ship.
Uh-huh.
You're all resting. everyone's back on board. Adria, you're fine.
All the NPCs, Ashter,
All
the
the
whole
yep.
fucking caboodle.
Ashter, let's handle that scene real quick. Rewind.
Okay.
Oglug, you're in the hallway.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Actually, you know what? Not Oglug. Show, you're in the hallway. Charlemagne and Ashter approach you.
Oh, and this is definitely after the conversation with Oglug.
They just see the little sparkly dancing firework man.
Yeah.
His arms have become like, those like streamer fireworks, and he's just sort of waving them around.
I was just gonna say he's like wacky inflatable arm flailing too.
Yeah, he's that, except he's like letting off little bursts of firework. He's got little sparkly pom poms. He's got a little sparkly pom pom, little sparkly like cheerleader outfit. Yeah, that he's made out of light.
He's got a little skirt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's entertaining, but I don't know how much it helps.
He's just kind of watching it. You can tell in his eyes they're still kind of dead.
Yeah.
But he's watching it. Every now and then his ear will twitch with like a sound it makes or a movement it does.
Yeah. Charlemagne approaches you. He's kind of he's bandaged up and he's got a cane at the moment. And he taps you on the shoulder. Master Show.
Show kind of jumps and his ears flip up. And he looks up at Charlemagne. Oh.
Stardro tries to fight Charlemagne after seeing that. It doesn't do anything. It just sort of taps lightly at his ankles.
Ow! Stop it! Can you stop this thing?
I don't know.
Anyway, ow! I think what Mr. Charlemagne's trying to ask is where are the others, and more importantly, Ashter says, where's Shava?
Show kind of looks back down to where the man is. His ears are back down again.
Yeah.
He's kind of trying to avoid answering the question for the moment being, and he kind of tries to reach out and grab the little firework man.
The little firework man, now standing, looks over to Ashter, and then almost in response to the question, the light turns purple and its head explodes. And reconstitutes.
Okay, I was like, "Fuck! No, it died."
It's made out of like this infinite
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But Show's trying to corral this little thing, and he's just well, I don't think you should be asking me this question.
Why shouldn't I be asking you this question? Charlemagne's like, Master Ashter, I think let's go see Oglug real quick. I don't think Master Show can talk right now. He's apparently busy with the little firework man.
The little firework man turns into sparks and comes out on top of the show and jumps on Ashter's head. Starts dancing.
Her hair lights ablaze.
It doesn't. The fire actually it doesn't burn.
I know.
It's sort of doing a little shimmy.
Ashter looks pretty done with the shit right now.
Noticing it, the sparks turn blue and sort of sprinkle down like little raindrops, and it sort of just seems really upset that it's like it doesn't feel things, but it is like matching the vibe of everyone else, like a copycat.
Yeah. Wow, this little fucker can read the room better than I can. Incredible.
Anyway, Show's busying himself with the firework man.
Ashter looks kind of like, wow, okay. Walks away, goes to someone that she thinks can actually help her. At least that's the vibe you get from Ashter. Charlemagne's like, I'm sorry, it's been rough, and leaves.
Show just kind of nods at Charlemagne as he follows. Show's staying there. He just nods as Charlemagne goes to follow over.
Oglug is currently like looking at everyone's like medical reports. You know, the little like he's talking to some of the nurses and looking at things and getting some medical supplies and stuff that he thinks they might need to sort of treat these while on the ship.
And you know, everyone starts getting up. Bubbles and Dice are following you. Right before you get to Adria's room, you're all standing out in front of it. By the way, the wizards, just to let you know, Adria, they went back to Whackbeard's ship.
Okay.
So outside of Adria's room, as you reading over her report, Ashter and Charlemagne come up to you.
Hello, dear.
Where's Shava?
Okay. I put my hand on Ashter's back and I take her into a vacant room.
Why isn't anyone telling me? Just be straight with me, okay?
I pull her into the other room.
I've seen enough.
I kneel down and I grab her hands.
Just tell me what happened. Stop sugarcoating it.
She's passed away.
And all that anger just went cold. She stops. She's what?
She died the other night. No one really knows how to deal with it, and that is going to be difficult.
You can bring her back, right?
He shakes his head.
You can bring her back!
He shakes his head.
She starts throwing fists at you. Bring her back!
I know. He just pulls.
You can do it! You're Cleric, right? You can bring her back!
He just pulls her into a hug.
You can bring her back! You can bring her back!
I can't change. I can't change what happened. Okay.
I want her back. Give her back.
Hey. I felt the same. I feel the same. I lost someone special to me as well. And it never gets easier.
What's the point? You have all this power and you can bring her back.
It isn't fair, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's not okay. It's hard. It's hard.
She starts bowling into your shirt. Her screams muffled by your shirt. Your shirt
sort of
soaked at this point with
just
snot
sort of spend
and
the
tears.
5 minutes. Just spend the 5 minutes rubbing her back and just sort of letting it happen.
Hmm.
I'm going to prepare you for the worst. You're going to see a lot of people not know how to do the rest of their lives. You're going to see people deal with grief in a way that you won't like. So whenever that happens, you can speak to me. I have 2 years and they're both for listening.
She nods. Like she'll talk about it when she's ready, but she doesn't really have any words. Her throat is dry.
She's gone for now. So it's up to you to remember her. For all of us.
She takes a deep breath and nods. Holds on to your hand.
Okay. We're going to go back to the ship now.
Walk back into the room with Adria. Who died? I'm kidding.
So, who died, right? Anyway.
You don't look like a fucking bummer.
Stand-up comedian to deal with grief. We're all going back to the ship?
What's with the loss of one's loved ones? Yes. Y'all head back to the ship.
I don't get a scene with Oglug?
You will.
You will.
Okay.
You'll go back to the ship. Bubbles and Oglug, you do the poison thing, or the trying to analyze the poison thing real quick.
I will give Bubbles advantage because I do not have a poisonous kit.
Yep.
Ooh,
Bubbles, you get advantage. Roll it for me.
21.
21. This is a particular special kind of poison. Shove has talked about it a little bit from Mycelia. It is less a poison and just concentrated necrosis, basically. Most of what it does is sinks into you, rots you from the inside out.
Bubbles, I don't suppose you'd be willing to part with one of these items. I think I could create a modification to the enchantment on your weapon that has the same properties as this.
Yeah, so Bubbles hands over one of the daggers and says, yeah, I gathered some venom from the scorpion as well, so I'll also be analyzing these to see about improving the quality of my weapon.
How much shiny do you have currently?
A good amount, actually, because I haven't needed to buy anything recently.
If you give me most of the shiny on your person with the shiny I have on mine, as well as your it's the rose thorn sword, the bladed whip sword?
Yeah, the bladed rose.
If you give me the bladed rose as well, I could potentially infuse the bladed rose with this necrosis poison.
Yeah, Bubble says that she'd want to work on it with you because she's been tinkering with it herself for a while.
I could create a permanent enchantment that embodies this poison within the bladed rose and potentially even imbue it with a more magical energy.
Yeah.
It'll take some time
good.
and money, but it's definitely something we can work on.
Yeah.
Very good. I suppose we should gather everyone on the deck.
All right. God, Piff, Jesus shit.
Bubblegum KK is my preferred coping mechanism.
So you're on deck. Dice looks stronger than usual.
He looks jacked.
He looks fucking jacked right now. Just to note, he's actually doing
one-handed push-up right now. God, yes.
Yeah. No, he's doing that thing.
He's doing a handstand push-up.
Yeah, the one-handed handstand. Yes, exactly. He's doing that right now. It's like, holy shit! And he goes into planks and starts clapping. Holy shit! I feel good.
Comes out.
Connar,
on the deck.
With my 21, do I think that this could be that he has some poison still in him and that I'd be more concerned medically?
You're not sure because you look at Charlemagne, who got the same poison.
Yeah, and then me, who was unaffected.
Practically crippled. Now, granted, you have a better constitution and more plot armor than Charlemagne. So.
Yeah.
Charlemagne, actually, I need to have a word.
So it looks like that his reaction, although it may have been triggered by the poison, is not the direct cause of it.
Yeah. As he's doing one-handed push-ups, Show, sit on my back.
Show shakes his head.
All right, you're lost.
Dice.
He starts doing sit-ups.
Dice by the scruff of his neck and just pick him up.
Oh, okay.
Strong enough to do that still.
Yep.
Charlemagne, I need a word.
Charlemagne hobbles on over.
I'm gonna get the little red mask. You know the one, Connar, the magic item that I created.
Yep.
The non-infusion one. And I'm gonna put it on his face. The cure wounds one.
On which one?
Charlemagne.
Charlemagne.
Yeah, I'm just going to place
All
it
right.
over his face. With that and a little bit of powders and herbs, I think I'll be able to extract a majority of the poison out. Be taking frequent blood samples, but you need to wear this until you're in fighting form.
Certainly, Master Oglug.
Very good. All right, everyone on deck.
They say, "Hey, you gonna put me down or what?"
Yes, but you cannot do any exercises of any fashion. Serious time.
Oh, right. No. Does anyone?
Stand by my side. Cross your arms. Look
No
scared.
one's-
You're like my bodyguard now.
Right. Yeah, sure. I guess.
You got cool shades.
Hey,
scary
you
than
Connor,
usual.
I would like to
Arms
lodge.
crossed.
Connor, I would like to lodge a formal complaint about a mistake that you have made as a DM.
Okay, go ahead.
You have not yet updated Dice's picture on his new character sheet with what he looks like now. It's the old picture,
Hey,
despite it being on the new character
I'll
sheet.
bring it up to management.
Yeah, I'm launching the formal complaint now. I just wanted so he could be in the process.
Yeah, no, this is.
We'll
Really
give you a
good
call
use of
back in 5 to 7 business days.
Exactly. Yeah, good.
Yeah, no, it's I have a write up for you for wasting time during a stream.
Oh yeah, no. I don't read those.
My secretary reads those. My secretary is a paper shredder. All right, everyone's on deck?
Yep, everyone's on deck. Brent on the floor, Brent on the.
I'm unsure as to how many of you are aware, but recently Shava has left us.
Dice's eyes go. No one informed me.
Shava, unfortunately, has been beaten and, suffice to say, killed. This is a very difficult time for all of us. So I'm sure it is equally a difficult time for the remainder of you. And how you go about your grief is none of my business until you make it so. But I'm here now. And I won't let it happen again.
Dice. She's gone.
Unfortunately, yeah.
That was the last one to know. Huh?
For you and Charlemagne, yeah.
Does anyone have any cigs? Something like that?
Oglug pulls out a pipe and sort of packs some tobacco into it and lights it with a spark and hands it.
Thanks.
You see Bubbles in the background doing the same thing with like getting some more stuff off of the knife. Looks up, says, "Yeah, I guess that probably is a bit healthier," and then puts the knife away. She's gonna let him smoke more of the poison, since apparently it only helps him.
You want me to? Nah, I'm not swallowing more of that. What if I get poisoned again?
It's not poison. It's like tobacco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, the issue still stands. We have things that we need to do. We're on this adventure together. But, as many of us may not like to admit it, we are family now. All of us. We need to look out for each other. We need to support each other. We need to be able to have difficult conversations. We need to protect each other without judgment.
Bubbles says, so at this point, we're going to go find the people responsible for Shava's death and murder them, right?
100%.
So Bubbles says we should probably still go to the tower first, given the fact that there might be magic that would help us. And then
I need to remove some burdens.
Yeah, and having Adria still might be possessed by a demon is something that we should also resolve. Since we're already here.
That is something
think,
that I am capable of now.
Wait, what?
We will talk about this soon.
Okay. I'd like to talk to you soon.
You will have the opportunity to do so. Collectively, all of us, we also have a new priority. Shava protected Ashter for reasons that we are all unaware. We cannot return to Mycelia. We cannot go and get rid of the people that have injured and hurt Shava, who have killed her, without making sure that this child is safe first. I understand that there are feelings of vengeance, retribution, and hatred. But remember that we do have someone that she cared about in life. The least we can do for her is take care of that.
Ashter speaks up. I guess I should be forthright on why Shav is dead. Other than it being, my fault, but
It is not your fault. Did you hire the assassins?
no.
Did
But
you
they were
tell
after
them where you
me.
were?
No.
Are you responsible for these people existing in the first place?
No, but my parents are.
Family. Are you your parents?
No.
Correct. You are Ashter. The circumstances of your birth and the person you are today contributes none in the dangers that follow you.
By the way, while you were doing that entire spiel, Bubbles' blanket looks really, really guilty.
What the fuck did you do?
Well, no, so Blanket isn't responsible for anything. It's Bubbles' fault.
Blanket puts a tentacle softly on your shoulder.
Yeah,
Bubbles.
but Bubbles is like sitting there being like, look, you're like a child. I am like 10 times your age. And all of this is kind of like going inside her head. She's like, just tell me where I have to go to kill them. And Bubbles is also thinking, but also I'm like, Oglug is like, oh, we got to protect Ashter and everything, and Bubbles is like shaking her head in agreement, and like inside her head, what that's being translated to is we must give Ashter the ability to murder whoever it is that's responsible.
That's within the subtext, yeah.
Yep.
So
Ashter speaks up. Okay. So if we go to Mycelia, I'll be straight up honest, it's we're basically going to a place that none of us are wanted. It's a bit I guess the word would be xenophobic.
Yeah.
We
will go to Mycelia when you are ready.
I'm
going to kneel down and grab Ashter's hands again. I've recently come into contact with some thoughts and some ideas. I can help you. Be ready for what we'll encounter in Mycelia. But I need you to have patience.
She nods. Ivo speaks up.
So who's responsible? Bubbles asks. She wants a name.
I look at her and say, probably not now. Don't tell her yet.
She stutters. She's being told two different things, and she says, She sits back down.
Bubble says that she'd accept a picture, fingerprints, lock of hair.
Actually, soon I'll be able to learn magic that will allow me to peer between the veils of dimensions and witness certain people where they are. When I'm able to do that, I think we'll be able to go to Mycelia. But for now, it is important and it is imperative that you hold the information you have now until we are ready.
Ivo speaks up. Are we done? Because the big thing, the only reason the fucking three of us are here is because of her, points to Adria. And we gotta get into the fucking Shadow Wall Tower, find out what's the deal with the book, separate her from the book, hopefully.
I know how to do all of that when we get into the Shadow Wall Tower, so you'll have to wait for me.
Here's the problem with the Shadow Wall Tower. You weren't here for this. We flew for an entire day trying to get closer to that piece of shit. And there's some sort of fucking warding magic. We've tried teleporting.
So you need an immense amount of arcane ability in order to pierce through the veil surrounding the Shadow Wall Tower. Some sort of battery that can power the ship through this field.
O'Connor speaks up. Oh, go ahead, Adria, actually.
We had an idea of something that might fill that role, but...
Ashter, do you still have the skull, the focus?
No, Bubbles has that.
Bubbles. May I have that item now?
Yeah, we want to hook it up to the ship in order to get it to pierce through.
If people are willing to give me the funds, I'm more than capable of creating a engine of sorts that will be able to allow us to peer through the veil and potentially even teleport into certain directions. There's an infinite amount of possibilities in terms of what spells we can bind to metal and around this machine that will allow us to pierce all forms of magic.
What did you get up to on that trip?
I learned a few things.
O'Connor is looking at you, Oglug, like you're the most incredible human being on the planet.
Tiefling! I'm a tiefling!
That's a tiefling he's ever seen.
Bubble says, this thing's pretty powerful. Why don't we give it to Explodey Head and see if he can use it to blow a hole in it? And then if he can't, give it to Teleporting Dude to...
because there is more possibilities using it as an arcane battery as opposed to a focus. Think of the possibilities that we could do. More utilitarian, more amazing pieces of combat. We could even potentially burst through the atmosphere and start sailing amongst the cosmos. We could do so many different things. Sailing across seas of fire in the elemental planes. There's an infinite amount of possibilities if we are able to bind this to a machine and create a larger scale focus. Even with this, we may be able to use this item as well, this new machine that I'm thinking of, to separate Adria and the book.
Really?
If only we had a second artifact.
O'Connor's like, actually, there might be one nearby.
Where?
Clara speaks up. Adria, while you were knocked out, we were, me and O'Connor were looking over maps, and there's a city nearby with a dead old god even closer to that. We could make a stop at the city. The city is known as Carl.
Right. Carl. I see.
It's a strange place, but if it's quite a ways north.
We have 3 learned spellcasters. We have an arcane focus. We even have a potential second battery. There's so much I'm able to do, provided we have the funds. I could get to work on creating a crucible for this to sit in within the actual ship Whackbeard utilizes. Soon we'll be able to affix perhaps even 2 arcane focuses, arcane batteries to this thing, and we'll be able to pierce and go anywhere.
Whackbeard is looking at you like, what the hell are you going to do to my ship?
We're going to make you the coolest sky pirates in the world.
Blackbeard has that sort of anime moment. That anime moment where you can't see his fucking eyes go black.
And he goes, let's do it.
Fuck it, let's do it! Alright, mateys, to Carl!
I trust that this is an initiative for the remainder of the party.
Our ship is already going to Carl.
Yeah.
Because
No,
we're
I
kind
mean,
of already-
if you're saying that we need another magic item before we can get through the barrier, then that's what we have to do.
Precisely. Imagine the possibilities we could create with these arcane focuses. We could even create a portable device that would be able to rend through dimensions. Yeah, but I'm getting ahead of myself. For the time being, I think we should very much focus on the now.
I agree.
Very good. Right.
Dice is,
If anyone has any questions or answers, feel free to come to me.
Are we all free to go back to doing what we were doing? Dice speaks up.
What did you say?
Are we free to go back to doing what we were doing?
Yes. We have certain priorities that we need to attend to. The Shadowwall Tower is currently the largest issue in the way.
All right.
We'll be
So you
going
go back to
Carl.
working out.
I will require,
Yeah.
Bubbles, that you give me the skull, and if I may have Ivo and O'Connor and even Clara working with me on perhaps harnessing and creating spells. I would very much be interested to look at your spell books and see if there's any enchantments I would be able to derive from them, if that's possible as well. I feel we have much to discuss. I will be in the lower engine room.
Would I be of any assistance?
Presently? No, but there are things that perhaps you can assist with. In the vein of learnedness.
I understand.
Show you a trick.
All right.
But yeah, no, Bubbles is willing to give up the skull.
She is going to give up the skull. She isn't. Oh, she is.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bubbles. I'll get to work on analyzing it immediately. This is a powerful arcane focus rather than a battery, right? It's better for putting things into and then creating a more powerful output as opposed to generating its own power.
Yeah, basically.
Cool. I'm going to use it as an amplifier for whatever god item we get next.
Yep.
So I'm going to start working on an amplification device. And I also would like to start working using the knowledge of what I can do with daylight and the enchantments that I learned while I was away with Boros. I'm also going to start working on a new spell.
Okay.
Something that will be able to rip between, tear things from each other.
Okay. Real quick, so you guys head off.
While I have it as well, I would like to speak with Adria while I'm working on Bubbles' new bladed rose while we head to Carl.
Yeah.
Because the things that I'll be working on with O'Connor, Clara, and Ivo is creating a way to focus and create a spell that can rend horrible, evil, eldritch curses from people and diminish and destroy it with what I've learned while with Boros and working on creating an amplifier. But I also want to be working on, while we're on our way to Carl, I want to be working on Bubbles' new bladed rose with the necrotic poison.
Yep.
So and I want to make it +1.
You're set to scene. You're tinkering away at this thing, at the sword. Adria approaches.
How goes it?
Very well, actually. I've sort of begun to work on the very basic inscriptions and created a formula using the poison as a major component, and I've been infusing it into the metal and sort of corrupting the actual initial poison that exists within the bladed rose so I can amplify it to a point of this necrotic death poison. Bubbles has been very kind in offering me material components as well as some coin to get this underway.
Adria, you look at Oglug, he looks 10 years older right now as he's explaining this to you. he says he's okay, but you're not quite sure about that.
I've never said I was okay.
I
said this is what I'm doing.
yeah, this is true. I thought you said.
Forgive me for if this is out of my place to ask. However, I must inquire. You look
terrible.
You look like you've seen better days. What happened?
Sort of scratches his little beard. How to put it? I see you.
What?
I know what it is you're dealing with. It has changed me as a man. And I will die with this memory.
Wait, have you spoken to?
I've seen it.
I see.
I've touched it. I've provoked it. I've messed with it. I've seen nightmares, dreams, death, madness.
Not a pretty sight, is it?
I argue that I've seen more than you in a shorter time, and I know more. But I know more about how to fight it. And although I don't like working with Boros, again, this being a very much against my moral value, I tolerate it for the purpose of dealing with this harlequin creature.
Right.
But Boros has the means to kill it, to seal it, with my help. I've created an apparatus of daylight, and I feel though I could alter the spell in some fashion through using clairvoyance, Clara's ability to peer in and be able to discern the nature of things, while Ivo would be able to create an immeasurable amount of arcane force for me to channel through using the conjuration abilities of Connar himself, and fuse it all together in this cacophony, in this arcane focus that will be able to rend the book from your very soul.
Wow. That...
But tearing is not going to stop the problem. It's merely going to remove it from you, meaning that you'll be able to operate in a different facet. It's a complicated task. It's a temporary solution for a single person. But if I go around to each and every person in possession of one of these items, I could do very much the same thing. It's just creating a spell that would function in that manner that is the expense.
I wonder if there's some way to perhaps amplify it, focus it on one particular point, and then have that almost broadcasted, as it were.
There potentially could be something, but we would need an immeasurable amount of arcane ability. We would need a brilliant engine made by masters of design far beyond my purview. But as of currently, I can work on the basis.
Fascinating. Well,
I've worked with a temporary idea of this, and I would hope that you would accept it. And I pluck the black mask with the red eyeliner from, and that's just been around his neck. I hand it to Adria. It's a very simple enchantment, but it is one that will allow you to add more oomph into your spells. A wand without a wand of a focus that you would wear, and it would create much more potent arcana.
And I wouldn't have to use the book directly.
You wouldn't have to use the book directly, rather it would be filtered through this ward. It's a +1 to your spell casting and spell attacks.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Speaking.
Cool.
I think it gives you some damage as well.
Neat.
Okay.
Are we just going to go the rest of the episode. Just like
our friend is dead.
I hate it. Please stop.
You've been at work with this. What resources were you given to learn all this? What? I'm very taken aback. I'm very impressed.
I was taught to read.
Really?
Basic stuff. I could read Infernal very fluently. Some books by T. Baron and some of the other brilliant arcane minds that surround it. R.T. Red Wizard, T. Red Baron, some brilliant Infernal authors, being able to sort of transcribe and figure it out and then eventually cross-transfer and reference. Sort of learned the purview of creating better enchantment as well as infusing items with brilliant arcanum.
Fascinating.
Yeah, it's a learning spellcraft when spells are a derivative of evocation is a difficult endeavor, but it's left me better off, I think.
I concur. It certainly appears as though these skills will be quite useful.
I need to warn you, Adria, you are linked directly, physically, psychically with this book. When I tear it from you, I can't imagine the effects it would have. You could potentially lose all of your power.
I was worried about that. I don't know that.
We are breaking a pact with an old god.
It is.
There will be ways we can. There are ways we can create better magic.
I'm sure.
And teach you things. I suggest you begin to learn a more traditional means of spellcasting.
It's never very inclined. Ironically, the stuff out of books I was not very. It didn't take as easy.
Understanding magic the way you do now, perhaps you are more of a formulaic thinker.
Perhaps.
Opposed to a theoretical one. There are ways of learning. The library in Din may also hold some answers. After we reach the shadow-walled tower, I have plans to go home and purview my clerical knowledge as well as my practical ones.
Going
Light
home would
is
be nice.
Yes. Yeah. Not sure how the others would take to it, but if it will help us diagnose and remove the problem, I would like to make our way there. There's much in the ways of light and sorcery that we could achieve.
I'd have much to tell everyone, I suppose.
It would be good to see your mother.
It would.
Before we risk our lives.
Agreed.
And I've missed my kids, but this can wait.
Is Clara in the room, by the way?
Clara's not in the room.
Okay. Do you know where Clara is, by the way?
She should be currently writing up a few clairvoyancy formulas, something in the way of scrying and being able to discern location through formulaic as opposed to divine means. I believe I have Ivo also working, despite his numerous objections, on creating
You can
It
kind of
makes
hear
blasts of
snoring.
arcane focus.
You can kind of hear snoring in the background.
He used thaumaturgy to create a explosion sound in his room.
Fuck! I'm awake! Fuck you! God damn it!
It's a process.
I haven't gotten to speak with her yet. After everything. Suppose you
Have a
wouldn't.
word.
Suppose you wouldn't know this. We've gotten quite close, actually. It's nice.
Proud of you. There is a part of you.
Good. I'm sorry for interrupting.
But relationships are important as well. Well, I should get to work on these items. I need to see Sho before the end of the night. He's not taking this well.
I've noticed. I wish there was more I could say to him. I've admittedly not made the most effort to get to know him as best as I've you and some of the others.
We're with a lot of people who haven't lived long enough to learn how to grieve. And that's okay. It is a hard path. One I'm familiar with.
I don't doubt that.
Very good. Okay. You should get some rest.
I'll do so. Thank you.
Good.
Oglug.
I'm here.
I'm glad.
So am I.
So, as Adria's head hits the pillow, can I ask
Oh no.
all the players to deafen themselves?
Oh no.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
I'm scared.
I hope I sound
Except for Ashe.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I got that much.
How much longer are we going to go after this?
Another 20 minutes, maybe.
Okay.
And then we'll wrap up. Hopefully. Depends on how much I'm gonna. I'm kidding. This should be fine.
Okay.
I'll ping everybody to come back in.
Nifty's already gone.
Yeah. Go.
All right,
Come
peace
on,
out.
we're waiting on you. Adria, your head hits the pillow.
Mm-hmm.
You have a dream.
Yeah.
It's your more of a flashback, really. It's your 8th birthday. All the other kids are having fun. You're, playing party games. Your mom and dad are fighting again
Mm-hmm.
in another room. And you're in a separate room. By the way, Oglug is there as well, just sort of being the entertainer of the kids. He's got like a big
balloon animals.
Yeah, no, he's just entertaining the kids, making balloon animals. He's got a silly costume on.
Uh-huh.
And you're in another room, like always, reading a book.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't really connect very well with the other kids growing up, could you?
Not particularly.
Especially since Uglug's trying real hard not to have the kids and other parents focus on the argument that your parents are having in that other room. Your door is slightly cracked as you peer up from the book you're reading.
Mm-hmm.
You always were on a higher reading level than the rest of the kids.
Right.
Common occurrence. Story of your life, really. And while you're reading the story, everyone just starts looking at you. Everyone at the party stops what they're doing. And they're looking at you. They open the door. All the kids, all the parents, your parents, Oglug, all of them keep approaching you. Their eyes begin to grow that fuchsia glow that you're oh so familiar with. Your teeth also begin to glow this very same color. And in unison, as soon as they're at least within 5 feet of you, it's the 8-year-old little girl in a big chair, surrounded by all these people with glowing eyes and teeth, all at once said, "You're really trying to get rid of me."
I
thought we were friends, Adria.
I curl up, just terrified, shaking in this chair. Just like sort of mumbling.
You're
No,
colluding.
no.
You're colluding with your old man over there. It's adorable. You really think you can get rid of me like that, huh? Stop whimpering! God, it's pathetic. Throw some coyones, Adria. Come on. You were brave enough to accept my offer. You're really just gonna say goodbye to all the power because you're afraid?
I didn't know what it cost.
You didn't know the cost. Adorable. Adorable. You didn't decide to read a little bit further? It gave you the opportunity. I guess that's what you get for skim reading, huh, Adria?
Leave me alone.
No, Adria. I need you to be around. I need you to start collecting more of the books. And Oglug is starting to be a problem. Why haven't you grabbed the book from Bubbles yet?
So much happened. I don't
fucking grow up. He snaps his finger. They all snap their fingers, and you're adult Adria now. Feeling a little more strong, Adria? Deep breath. Okay, calm yourself down.
A lot has happened. I haven't had the time, the chance.
A lot has happened. Get some focus, Adria. Yeah, I mean, you're going in the right direction.
I almost died.
I would have brought you back, Adria. It would have been fine. You would have been fine.
Would I?
I mean, Shava's okay. I brought her back too. Don't tell anyone I did that though. That's me and your little secret, okay? You can keep secrets. You can keep secrets, right, Adria? You're supposed to keep secrets.
It's not much of a secret when you're making it so obvious to people. You did something to Dice too, didn't you?
I did something to Dice. I might have. He was dying. I saved him. He's useful. They're all useful. I wasn't against you all joining together, going on this little road trip of yours. But if it involves trying to get rid of me, I'm not a fan. I'm just not a fan, Adria.
I can't imagine you are.
Is that sass in your voice? They
If it
start
is.
fusing into one creature.
Uh-huh.
All your parents, the kids, Oglug, start just sort of spilling out of their clothes, their flesh convening on the ground, swirling together,
Mm-hmm.
forming a more humanoid shape.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have an image of him? I'll send it to you privately.
Okay. Danny, edit this in.
Edit
In
this in.
post.
He his flesh, all the flesh combined together turns into this pale gray.
Uh-huh.
Eyes appearing, and some of the flesh starts to take on a more purple appearance, fuchsia, black,
Mm-hmm.
magenta, the typical color scheme of this guy.
Yeah.
The legs, their shoes start forming in, their clothes start, everything that made them apart. And he appears to you just, like he's too big for this room,
Uh-huh.
but too big to go around because he's just going to easily grab you.
Uh-huh.
He's sort of crunched in and he's leering over you. His breath smells like rot. You can feel his drool. Adria, I'm going to need you to do me a favor, and you have a very particular time limit.
And what's that?
You're going to have to kill Oglug, or I'm going to kill you.
And how, pray tell, will you accomplish that? You need me.
That's where you're wrong, Adria. Adria, your breath starts to leave your lungs. Do you need my help, Adria? Do you need my help, Adria? Do you need my help, Adria? Right before you can even you start fading out. 5 days. And you wake up, and real quick, I just want to get your reaction to what he looks like. This harlequin creature.
Show me.
Cape made of flesh, hat made of legs. You can see his intestines in his chest. Glowing eyes adorn his costume. I just want to get your thoughts in and out of character. What do you think?
In character, Adria's terrified. She perhaps was not expecting quite this form. And she is very disturbed by all of the stitched together flesh bits and exposed organs and legs, and is most deeply upset by its eyes. Its many, many eyes.
And out of character?
What? Bad, hate it, bad.
You're welcome.
Don't like it. It's a bad clown. Bad clown, no. Don't like it. No.
So, yeah. So, he says, 5 days. Oh, and don't talk about this. It's our little secret, remember? And the last thing you see is his giant hand just sort of smother your face. And you wake up. And Danny, bring everyone back. Bring them back. Don't say a word, Ashe. Bring them back. Everyone's back.
Hello, everyone. Hello,
Everyone's
gamers.
back. Yeah. Everyone's
all right.
back. So everyone's up, Adam. Whackbeard's like,
I wanted to have a conversation with Sho before he went to sleep.
okay, we can do that. Rewind.
Oglug finishes working on the enchantment for Bubbles' sword. How much shiny, by the way, Tom, did you give Oglug to get this one done? I need like a lot of shiny.
I don't know.
To make it a
We'll
plus
go
one
over the
infliction.
details later. I'm
Okay.
kind of getting a bit tired, to be honest. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
All good. So after working on some of the enchantments for the Bladed Rose, Oglug plods out and tries to find Sho's cabin. He knocks.
There's just a quiet call of come in, and if Oglug opens the door, he'll find Sho practicing his dancing with his sword.
Oglug does waddle in.
Sho turns, he stops his dance, he kind of turns and looks over to Oglug and puts the sword down. Hi.
Practice?
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you holding up?
Trying.
Don't beat yourself up. These things happen.
I wish I could have done more.
If I was here, I could have saved lives. I'm sorry I had to go.
It's not your fault you had to go.
Oglug pulls out a typewriter.
Where does he produce this typewriter from?
I just heard Tom typing, so I was like, typewriter sign.
Just out of his ass.
This little. He just pulls it from his shirt. Produces it from his massive tits. Oglug plonks on the floor. Yeah. It isn't anyone's fault that these things happen. It's hard. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to be there. It's a difficult thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is your first proper loss, isn't it?
At least of someone who I considered family.
I'm going to tell you a story. Sort of sits cross-legged and gestures for Sho to sit.
Sho comes over and sits next to him.
A little under a year ago, my wife died.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I carved her life story into a solid marble pillar. She had a few things that she wanted to do before dying, and as a testament to her, I left Din to carry these out. She was a stocky, powerful woman, brilliant one, a good mother, and an even better person. I loved her more than anything. We had a hard winter. She got sick. But I'm a man of medicine as much as I am a man of the cloth. We took care of her. She was getting better. Every day a little stronger. She and I sat by each other's side as preparing for bed. We were talking about things to do the next day. We had to take one of the kids to a certain ceremony in the temple, and we had a few ritualistic prayers to do, and I had a few donations that I required to carry out, and it was a very normal conversation between the two of us, divvying up the time. We went to sleep that night, and I woke up with her not breathing. That's the tragedy. She didn't get to die protecting someone. She didn't get to die gloriously like she wanted. She just did. Silently and without question. Grief is hard to walk with. It is much like a whole autobiography of a person carved into stone that you carry on your back. It's heavy. And it's hard the first time you put that burden on, but it gets easier. Talking about it gets easier. Acknowledging it gets easier. Living every day with it gets a little easier. Doesn't change the fact that I miss her. It doesn't change the regret and the feeling I could have done more. But it is what it is. And there is a time where it will come to acceptance. But you'll only reach there if you're moving toward it. So hunker down now. Pry your little heart out. Hit some walls. Get angry. Sulk. But after some time, you need to put on your shoes and take another step. One step at a time for the rest of your life. Because you are still here. And all you can do is try.
Cho kind of nods. He's definitely been listening the whole time, but he kind of, like, you know how people, when they're like listening but aren't looking at you, they'll just kind of like stare at a place in the wall. He's kind of been doing that. And he just...
The deep thought.
Yeah. And he just...
I call it
is
the
a deep thought.
podcast face.
Show has a single thought. It's like that moment when the DVD logo hits the corner of the screen.
Cathartic.
But he kind of nods and he looks down. And he's just like, I wish that I could have done more. I didn't find Bubbles until it was too late, and when we found Shava, I tried to heal her, but I couldn't. She was already gone. There's nothing I could do.
Yeah, that's right. Sometimes there is nothing you can do. Sounds cruel, but wherever Shabba is watching, I'm sure she's begging us not to dwell on her death and instead asking us to keep the things she died for safe. To educate her and to give her a life that she wanted. Ashter is still here. You are still here. Bubbles is still here. We are still here. And her memory lives with us.
Did you talk to Bubbles?
Bubbles does not like to address these issues openly. But I hope I have given her the tools to take steps.
I wanted to try talking to her, but I didn't know what to say, what I could say.
Oftentimes when going into these things, there isn't a certain word or quote you can give. My advice is not to prepare, but to walk in and the words will find you.
I just don't want her to feel alone.
The best way to
We
show
don't care.
Bubbles that the best way to show Bubbles that she isn't alone is by showing Bubbles, not telling her. But I do think a conversation is needed of all of us.
She just kind of nods. And he kind of like just leans over on Oglug.
Sort of brings him into a big warm embrace. He's a little older. He's not as sturdy as you remember.
Sho hugs him as if he's afraid that Oglug might break or like might disappear in front of him. So he's hugging Oglug very, very gently.
You can hear the sort of whistly raspiness of his breath as he sort of chuckles, sort of pats the back of your head. I'm back. And I'm not going anywhere.
Okay. You're not allowed to.
Yeah, last time I left, bad things happened, huh? Answers will come.
Not even just because of that, though.
Okay.
Just stay with
We'll
us,
figure this
okay?
out. Yeah. I'm not going anywhere. I'm too old.
He literally cannot move. Your fight is his
planted myself into the wood. I've become one with the ship.
And that's right. It's a Spelljammers campaign. You all start storing the fight. Anyway, sorry for the goof.
Okay.
So you all go to your respective beds. Next morning, Whackbeard.
I'm going to use my Jug of Alchemy as well to make 2 small vials of poison.
All right.
For the alchemy jug thing, and I'm going to make them stronger if I can, and give them to Bubbles.
All right.
So I got to roll my proficiency plus intelligence with advantage because my homunculus is helping me. So that is a 21 and a 18, so 21.
You wake up the next morning, Whackbeard's like, we're here. As you get on deck, Dice is actually in the same place he was smoking. When you go to shove, like, poke him, he's like, ah, holy shit. How long was I up for?
12 hours, I assume.
It was 12 hours.
I mean, that's how long a sleep would take, yeah.
I wasn't asleep, though.
Oh.
I haven't been able to go back to sleep.
Can I do the detect undead thing?
Yeah.
So I do that.
It's not undead.
Can I do a detect good and evil?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do I get?
There's definitely some demonic energy in him.
Can I, using my research that I've done, determine if this is some Warlock bullshit? Like some familiar people? Some boys I know the name of? Some evil eldritch entities? Some bags of potential meat?
Yeah.
What?
Some theoretical bags of meat?
We'll show you later. Don't worry.
Can I know?
Yeah, it's definitely feeling like that. What's wrong, Oglug?
You're infected with the same demonic entity that is affecting Adria at the moment. That's another thing on my plate, okay. I'm gonna need your blood now.
Dice takes his big knife. Let's take care of this, of course. It seems not a problem.
Take as much blood as you need. Take all of it.
Take all the blood you need, buddy. He,
Actually, Dice, this may seem a little unorthodox and potentially incredibly dangerous. Can I kill you and resurrect you?
I'd rather you not.
But what if you're a demon now?
I don't look.
I have Revivify. It works within 1 minute. You'll be alive. I have some diamonds.
Yeah, no, it's this fucking just end my fucking life.
It'll be temporary. You'll come back.
Of course, it'll be.
It's just.
Look, I don't want to die.
Yeah, I don't want to kill you either. But I also don't want. I don't want anyone else.
Please don't kill me.
Die.
Look, I'm scared. I'll be real. It's the first time I'm ever gonna say that out loud. You know, I'm usually all slice and dice. And then
no, I'm
so afraid of death. I have never been this afraid since the time you threw that fireball at me.
I'm not gonna kill you.
So Bubbles kicks the door. I don't know where the door is in relation to this, but she kicks it in, and she walks in, and her face is brimming with excitement, and she says, "Are we killing Dice?"
Temporarily, but
he's crying. I don't want to die like a dog. Hyenas aren't even dogs.
It's okay. It's okay.
I don't want to die.
It's all good. It's all good. I'm gonna put him to sleep with my sleeping potion.
Does he need to roll anything?
DC 17 Wisdom save.
So Revivify, if I'm understanding correctly, is that the one that we roll on a table to pick a new race for him?
No, that's reincarnate.
That's reincarnate. Okay.
Revivify works within 1 minute. It's like a shit revive.
But it costs a lot of money, right?
It's 300 shiny. So I have the material.
Well, he rolled 14.
Rolled the 14. You fail. You're asleep.
Yep. All right.
Oglug just sort of coats. He has a little cloth with some liquid on it. He just rubs it on a small knife and just stabs Dice in the stomach.
Show you wake as you're coming out to greet the morning. You see, look, fucking plant a knife in the dice.
Okay, I just sort of clean the blood off. I put it into a little vial. Dice just falls asleep. Oglug's like, okay, I gotta take him back to my room. I pick him up and I just sort of sling him over my shoulder and I blast.
Bubbles says, "Wait, I have a pretty quick and efficient way that'll kill him."
I'd rather you didn't let me handle this. You can watch.
No. It won't even do any physical damage to his body. I'm just gonna suffocate him.
Don't kill Dice.
We have to for the time being. He's gonna come back.
It's okay. Apparently, it's only gonna be temporary.
It's not okay.
Anyway, Bubbles says, "Look, all you have to do is hold him still, and I surround his head with water, and then I freeze it into a block of ice."
He
It's a very humane way to have somebody go.
I don't think he can breathe anymore. I'm just gonna fill him with radiant energy.
Sho walks up to Oglug and he actually looks really fucking mad for once. He looks genuinely very mad and upset.
I understand where you're coming from, but he is going to be fine. It's a medical procedure.
Medical
No more than 2
procedures don't
seconds.
involve people dying.
People die all the time. I've done it a few times.
Oglug, no.
Trust me.
Don't.
Okay, I won't. I'll just put him in his bed. Bubbles, come on.
Sho's gonna follow.
Oglug puts him down in the bed. All right, Bubbles, can you watch him? We're gonna go out. And I wink. Bubbles.
Both of you. Actually, no. One of you roll me deception.
Can we do it with advantage?
One of you gets to roll deception with advantage because you're helping. Roll me insight.
You have a better charisma
God
than me.
Probably
right?
not. I have a charisma of +1.
I have a charisma of +2, so I'll roll. I'll roll deception. 24.
God damn.
Is it actually a 24? You fucking serious? Oglug, your deception.
It's not. No, it isn't. What's my deception? I'm looking at the wrong thing on my sheet.
Your deception is +2.
It's not a 24. It is a...
You have to beat a 21.
Isn't 19, so...
Damn.
You can see through this shit. Sho, you can wake up Dice.
I stabbed Sho with a sleepy knife.
Are you actually gonna stab him with the sleepy knife?
Because I'll be honest, Sho might be able to win this.
I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I am going to pull Sho down to the side and be like, listen, I've seen the entity that Dice is now directly tied with in a physical form. This could be very bad.
You don't have to kill him.
I've seen visions of these things. I've seen terrible things in my time away. This is one of them. If I don't find a way to take care of this, if this doesn't work, then I need to find another way. But Dice is going to be fine.
How do you know?
I've done it before. I know what I'm doing.
I don't want to lose somebody else.
You're not going to lose him.
You're talking about killing him.
We're talking about resetting him.
What would that even do?
Hopefully. Get rid of this thing. I don't know if
it kills him?
What if it, what?
What if getting rid of it kills him? What if whatever you do with killing him and bringing him back does kill the thing, but it kills him too? What then?
It can't.
Bubbles would like to roll stealth to suffocate Dice while we're having this conversation.
I think you get an advantage because I'm currently talking to.
Yeah, just roll it real quick.
What would I be rolling?
Perception, I guess.
So how Bubbles does this is exactly that. Bubbles moves water around his face and then freezes it.
You need to break that before I revive him, you know?
Yes.
He'll either, listen, the nature of the Revivify spell is that you'll either come back alive or you'll come
All
back
right,
alive.
so I rolled
Perception.
really low, so
Roll
show might be able
perception,
to see
show.
this.
No,
So
I'm
you guys
better.
are having this endearing, enduring short talk.
Yeah, and then Bubbles taps you on the shoulder, Uglug, and says, "Hey, he's stopped breathing. You should probably cast it on him now."
Oh, shit, okay, oh my god. I was just about to get persuaded as well. Okay, well, this has happened. And I cast Revivify.
Show's so pissed off that he walks away.
Yeah.
Does Dice come back?
Do you remove the fucking ice from his head?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I smash it.
Bubbles can turn that into water in an instant.
First, before casting Revivify, I throw up a daylight in the room, and then I revive him.
Okay. Here's what happens. Show as
He comes
you're
back and is immediately killed.
God damn. You bring him back. Holy shit! And then he sees the daylight. Fuck off! God damn, Oglug! Get that shit out of my face!
I'm gonna roll with the skull. With the skull, I'm going to put a remove curse through it while the daylight is up.
Roll me. A flat D20.
A flat D20?
A flat D20 for me, sir.
But Connar, a D20 is not flat. It got 20 sides. This is three-dimensional.
Wow, Adria was
object.
thrown
Well, that
from the
entirely
ship.
depends on how many dimensions you're in.
That's a 20!
You got a natural 20?
Yeah.
All right. Dice's fur goes back to normal.
Please stay that. Please stay. Please stay.
And
Please,
unfortunately,
please. No.
so do his wounds.
Oh fuck! So I'm cure wounds, bitch. Fuck! Holy shit!
His,
Daylight is. I don't have Beacon of Hope up. Oh shit! Daylight on the cure wounds on his things.
So you could just see, like, as soon as you do that, Bubbles, you can see it too. This sort of weird,
Bubbles get thrown back in here now.
weird sort of Nosferatu Harlequin face made out of this fuchsia mist pops out, fades into black,
I'm
and
gonna
disappears.
corona light it.
and
Oglug's eyes
disappears.
just beam at it. I look over, snarling, very angry. Get shown now. Anyone with a healing potion now.
Hey, Oglug, you got rid of it. Thank
I say,
you.
wait, can you not
Cure
heal
wounding.
him?
I'm trying. I need more people to help me.
Okay, yeah. I yell for show. I say, demon's banished, but he needs more healing.
I have Spare the Dying if anyone wants to wake me up.
I mean,
I
I feel
have
like
Spare the
we're
Dying
like
as well.
yelling, so it's probably pretty loud.
Yeah, Adria, you wake up, you don't feel very good.
Oh, shit.
Quickly.
I sort of bumble into the room. What
I need you to keep Spare the Dying on him. Keep Spare the Dying on him.
Oh,
I'll answer
okay.
questions after. Go.
Okay.
Are you sparing the dying on me? Did I die?
Where is he? Show!
You don't look like you're doing great.
I'm
and I-
not doing great.
my
I feel real fucking sick.
I put my hands on him and
I'll cast Greater Restoration as well.
All right. Uglug, make me a spell attack roll for me.
Spell attack roll. Okay, my spell attack is +7, +6.
I believe it is.
It's loading. Sorry, can someone check for me?
It is +7.
15, so 22? 22
Okay. The
on Greater
poison,
Restoration.
much in a similar way before Dice was looking this way, the poison just sort of collectively seeps into a pan that you've brought close to him.
Bubbles, quick, get as many off of the open wound as possible. We can't risk an infection. Where is Sho? Where is he?
Yeah, can I roll my poisoner's kit to try and neutralize the poison?
Yeah, sure. Where is Sho?
I told you he got pissed off and he fucking went away. He's completely on a different area of the ship right now.
He's on the upper deck.
I look to Starjoy and just say, find the cat in Infernal, and the firework just...
So I got a 25 on the poisoner's kit.
All right, you're able to safely contain the poison and neutralize it. He's going to be okay, but Dice is going to need healing.
Bubble says,
Like,
all right,
Starjoy
so
finds-
now if we find a druid with the reincarnate spell, we can just kill him again and then get him a new
No.
body.
We're not doing that. Bubbles, find Charlemagne. He has a mask on him. Charlemagne needs to do this as well. We need to extract the poison as quickly as possible. If it stays in him any further, he could get incredibly ill. Find him. And anyone else who received these kinds of wounds. Get Sho in here now. He also needs it. Find them.
So, Sho, you're on upper deck. Airship has landed on the ground. Sho, I'm going to have a little scene with you before we end our session off here today. You look out into this beautiful marble city sticking out of the desert. There's a bunch of featureless statues. And there's... The ship has, sort of has like a little tripod thing that it uses to dock on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And as it lands, the tripod knocks over one of the statues that just happened to be next to the ship. And the statue breaks. And a guy comes out. It's a very average looking dude.
Anon shows up.
Yeah, Anon shows up basically. He's got brown hair, toga, sandals. Hey, buddy, you just killed Karen. You're gonna have to come with us to jail. Hey, hello. Hey, hello.
Sho just kind of blinks and looks over and he's like, huh?
Looking over the ship. Yeah, you just killed my wife, Karen.
I don't run this ship.
Blackbeard comes out. Who the hell is Karen? My wife, you knocked her over and she's dead. She shattered on the ground. You broke her neck. At least request some some
Compensation.
sort. That's the word. Thanks, random crew member.
Hey, it's all good, man. Listen, go fuck yourself.
What? But no, you just killed my wife.
No, we broke a statue. Go away.
That's my. What are you talking?
I'll stab you. I will kill you. Leave.
Well, I'll handle
Go
this.
the fuck away.
Don't worry. We will handle this. We're not sure what you're talking about here, sir. You knocked over. Wait, you guys fucking hear that? No, not again. The fucking thing's back. It's gonna knock over all my hard work. And you see Carl run off into the distance. And you can kind of hear the tremors too show. They're pretty fucking obvious. In fact, as you guys are trying to cure dice in there, the world sort of stops for a bit as you guys can hear this sort of earthquake. And one of these magnificent marble towers gets knocked over by this crawling old god. He's got machinery strapped to his head. This thing knocks over a marble tower, and this man is like, "Hey, watch it! I worked hard building," and it collapses and crushes this man. This thing starts crawling towards the ship.
Ooh.
We'll leave it for next session.
I'm not done. He starts crawling towards the ship, and then all of a sudden, as he's crawling over one of the buildings, its ankle snaps, causing it to sort of collapse further, and the brain that was glowing and the machinery goes dull. And we'll leave it to next session.
Yeah.
That went a little longer than I thought it was going to go. But hey.
All right, everybody.
This was fun.
It was fun,
Thanks.
but
I'm back. Dad has returned.
Dad is returned.
Dad is
Missed you,
back,
Dad.
back again. He killed Dice. Dice is back.
Back
Tell
again.
your friends. All right. Hey, I'm Connar/Boosh/ your DM this evening. Follow me on Discord, on Twitter, Instagram. Boosh can join artists. Links in the description. Everyone's links are in the description. Tom, do you have something to plug?
Yes. I bought some suspenders. I don't know if they're good or not, and they haven't come in the mail yet. But I'm gonna plug suspenders.
I love this part. I love this section because it's always just Tom being like, "Hey, I got a thing recently I like." It's just Tom talking about his life.
It's really good. Okay.
Yeah. I made some tea.
Watch as this comes back into Outcast on lore. Like, this was important. You had to keep track of all of Tom's goods.
Yeah.
They
The artifacts that will help us defeat the BBEG.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's all a part of the plan.
I hope everyone enjoyed my abuse monster. Anyway, goodbye, everybody.
Yeah.
Stop playing hated. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Stop the recording. Stop the recording. Stop it.
Kill it. Get rid of it.